Hi chat, how we doing? I hope you're all having a wonderful day. How is everyone? Bum, 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 ba, down, bum, ba, down. Hi, how we all doing? I've been setting up for this because I have to do a bit of setup for this. Hi everyone, how y'all doing? Let me skip the ads so you guys aren't dealing with them. Camera is focused, isn't it? Yes, it is. Cool. Bum, bum. Good, how are you? I'm doing well. Today's a good day. Today's been a good day. Mostly chilling out, setting up for this, and doing some work behind the scenes on editing. I had a lot of editing to do. A lot of editing. But it's gonna be worth it when I manage to get the videos out. I've got Reanimal scheduled, I think, for next week. And then hopefully I can get Poppy Playtime edited down and get that for the week after. And then I might even turn this into a video if I feel like it. This might be good enough for a video if it goes right. If it doesn't, then it's just a stream exclusive. If it does go right, then hey, you guys get an extra upload, which is pretty good. I still can't get over what happened last stream. Last stream was kind of insane. It was a blow to me. Let's just say, you know, I'm gonna tell you guys a funny story. I hate doing editing on my photography. Oh, yeah. It's not good. It's fun. Don't get me wrong. It's fun when you see the final product, but getting there, it is a slog. By the way, I'm gonna tell you guys a funny story. So I clocked off last stream and went to go download the VOD and put it on the VOD's channel. Yeah, there was a certain thing. So Twitch has like a chart level of like where you sit at, and I usually sit about here, and it kind of like goes up and down, just kind of sits there. Last stream, it just kind of went off. Like it just went up and then down and then kind of sat about here, which is crazy. So that's done something for my analytics, which is insane. Would you guys? I'm gonna let you guys know because I don't usually share numbers, but I'm gonna tell you guys what the live number is right now. The number of like, oh, that's me. I can see me. What the live number is of Sunday's VOD. Sunday's VOD is currently at 448 views. I usually get 40. Oh, that's insane. Genuinely can't thank you well enough. By the way, if you haven't already, make sure if you are able to redeem your vial as your daily check-in, just as so you can have a one-up on others who maybe don't have it. Wait for it. There we go. But yes, it is all thanks. It's all thanks to everyone from. Well, it's a big thank you to Bush who raided me yesterday, and it's a thank you to all of you for sticking around. Is the reason that happened. So I appreciate it. I really do. But today is a shorter stream than usual because I have things. I have things on tonight. Oh, we got good music. Okay, we got good music. Hang on, let me sort this out. VOD Watchers, you're my favorite streamer. Oh, that's really nice. That's genuinely really nice. Because I know there's literally thousands on this website, and I don't. To be people's favorite is something that I could have only dreamed of years ago when I started doing this. But yeah, I've never done a tier list before, and I think it's going to be interesting because I have a lot of thoughts on these characters. By the way, with you, a lot of you who are new on days such as Tuesday and Thursday. Thursday I typically don't stream in general, but Tuesdays I try and get streaming. They're going to be shorter than normal because I have obligations that I have to do on Tuesdays. So they will be a little shorter, but I plan for them to be shorter, and we do fun little things like this to kind of fill out the time, maybe with something that isn't a game. Hey, sometimes we do a game. We just don't get a ton way through it. So let me figure this out. Yep, that's good on that side. So what I actually have is I'll show you guys, because I've been setting this up. And never mind, no I won't. That's the... Oh look, I have him. This is what I was meant to show you. You know, actually, can I pull this down so you guys aren't seeing the ads? I can. Let me make this a bit bigger so the ads aren't appearing as much. Drag that into the middle. Make it bigger. There we go. So this is our tier list. What I'm probably going to do today, I'm probably going to have me up here. Yeah, I think up here will be better. So here's the tier list that I have. A lot of characters. Yeah, and this isn't even all of them. This is just all the monsters. We'll put in quotation marks around monsters. The regular toys aren't on here. So this is literally, I'm calling this the butcher list. This is everyone we have offed in the last 5 chapters. Some of them aren't fully dead, and some of them just aren't dead at all, but they're all experiments. That should be it. It's the experiment list. And also, if you don't know what I've been doing, this is in order of when we meet them. So if you're curious what order we're going in, it's in what order we meet them in the game. So we start at Huggy and we end with the prototype. So we literally, oh wait, can you guys see my cursor? There you go. So we start with Huggy and we end with the prototype. Hydrate? I don't have a drink on me, Paris. You're gonna make me get a drink. You're gonna make me get a drink. Okay, fine. Chat, give me 2 seconds. I need to go. Paris, it's good because otherwise I wouldn't drink. But curse you. I don't want to drink. Let me hide the camera real quick and I will go get a drink. I'm back in a... Actually, no, you know what? I can just have this on. It's fine. I'm just going to mute up. I'm back in a second. Enjoy the music. I'm back and I got a drink. Don't worry, Paris. I got a drink. There we go. Let's hydrate. I'm surprised Paris also didn't redeem via redeem, but that's just how Paris is. Gotta get water for eating some. Oh yeah, you guys got ads, so I'll hold on to you guys. I was reading your message about gotta get some water for eating some drywall. Think I needed your love. You're the only one that I've been dreaming of. I'd do anything to get back your love. I've done hydrate, by the way. I've had a drink, Paris. Yes, I see you, Paris. Hi. Okay. I'll wait for ads to be done. Then we'll get into our first design. Because I already have an idea. I already have a good idea for this. Paris, you're lucky you don't get adverts because you have a sub. Which is a subtle reminder to anyone who is currently in ads or even doesn't have ads right now and would like to support the stream. If you have a Prime sub or would like to sub, you can do so and it helps you avoid the ads. I'm sorry, what? Sorry, Bannerfall just got just got cameo announcements. Subs, yes, I see you, Paris. Real quick chat. It's something I'm interested in. If you guys don't know, it's Bannerfall is an SMP ran by Power Creations. We read you guys into it yesterday. They just announced some cameos, so I'm quickly going to go over that real quick. If you don't mind, I'm quickly just going to go over that. Treat. It's hi, Paris. Yes, I see you. And also the 3-stream streak. Thank you so much. We got some cameo announcements. Do I hope to be a cameo one day? Yes, I do. Or a cast member. I don't mind. So Tibby Caps, I know their work. I love this artwork. I love their artwork. I do know their artwork. So this is like this is a bunch of artists, and then Rusty, who is a Hermitcraft artist. Damn, that's really impressive. Traveling Circus is gonna be really cool, actually. Silly Kachow, I see you. But yeah, that's really cool. I just wanted to show that off. Clowns in the Kingdom are coming by. Unrelated to the rest of the stream, but I just want to share that off. I just want to show that off because it was really cool just to see this out of nowhere. I didn't know this was happening today. February 26th, 2 days. Oh, this Thursday. So we had the Jesters, and now we're having a traveling circus. Pretty cool. Just gonna bump that off to the side. Now we actually get into this because I believe you guys are back from the adverts. I think. Yes, you are. Okay, let's get into this. First design, because I have a lot to say about these designs, because some of them are definitely better than others, and some of them are peak. Let me pull him up. Our first boy is Huggy, obviously. Huggy is a... I'm also looking at the same time while I've got this one up, to see what his other designs are. Because you've also got his chapter 5 design. That's 4. 5. There we go. Let's pull this one up. All right. So we got chapter 1 and we got chapter 5. Okay. I'm going to review them as one collective. But if I had to honestly, like, pick one, chapter 5 Huggy's better. I had to be that guy, but chapter 5 Huggy's better. I think it's more detailed. The fur is more wrinkly. The overall horror vibe of him, like the fact that he constantly has this smile compared to the original one, which is very deceiving. I don't know, that was the point. I overall think chapter 5 Huggy is better. I love his design as a whole, because as it shows here, his design is it's a toy. It's a giant toy. And I think that really works for Huggy, especially because if you remember, it's the first thing you see when you enter. What do you call it? When we enter the factory for the first time, Huggy is there, front and center, right there in front of us. I think having this toy design really works for him, because then later, once he's been shown off as a monster, you can have a great design still. As shown here, you can have an amazing design for a monster. Which, personally, I think's great, because it's subtle. It's very subtle. He's damaged, which of course shows the bloods, the guts. It shows the insides. And also just, like, he's cute. You have him like this, he's cute. Like, I could see him being a plushie up on my shelf. So for that, honestly, Huggy's going in amazing. It's not peak. Peak is reserved for a few. Poppy. Poppy. I need to search up this full design real quick. Poppy. Your design. It's actually the same image. Got the same image here. Oh, that is a big design. It means you guys can see it better as well. So, honestly, if I had to give my, like, honest opinion on this, I don't mind it, but, like, it's not. How do I word this? I like the design, but I don't love the design. So I think in Poppy's case, there's nothing specifically wrong with the design. By the way, if you haven't done that yet, it's really cool. I've just added it to the channel if anyone's new. I think it's a decent design for what it's meant to do, but I think compared to the rest of our list here, it's decent. I don't think there's anything they could do to improve it, but I also don't think it deserves amazing or peak character design. Here's a controversial one. We're getting into the controversial ones now. Mommy Longlegs. I'll have more to say about future characters, by the way. This is just like the old characters, and it's like I have a few things I need to say, especially in regards to this one. Is all I'll say. I'm gonna pull up 3 different designs real quick. That's saving the character design. Hang on. Open image in new tab. Okay, we have 3 versions of Mommy. I know that's not a terrible image, but you're just gonna have to bear with me here. We had 3 versions of Mommy from the get-go. Trailer, very shiny, very plastic. In my opinion, similar to Huggy. I like the fact that it's a giant toy. We then got into the game, and she looked like this. Jump scare. Ah. Oh. Which is like, tell me if you guys see what I mean here. This is what we were promised in the trailer, and this is what we got. Does anyone else see my issue? Or is this just a me thing? I can't figure out if this is just a me issue with this design. And the fact that this looks really plasticky, round, rubbery in certain parts. And then this just looks not. Like the face looks like it's been squished. The eyes look more like, they look separate from like, these look like plastic eyes that would be found on a toy. These look like real eyeballs. The hair, like at the front, used to like swoop around right at the front and be like all vibrant pink. And it used to look very sturdy. It just looks, I don't know if it's because like they've been in this factory for a while, but they just look really grainy. And I don't know if that was just a model issue. But it made me like not like when we were said we were going to get this. And if I pull up a clip, actually, can I pull up a clip? First appearance. Here we go. Let me pull this up. I'm going to show you guys what I mean by this. By the way, yes, I understand I've got the screen zoomed in, so you're going to have to bear with me for a second. Actually, I can do this. This and this. It just isn't this. It's the same, but it's different. And then we have the monster design, which is, we have Mommy, and then we have that. I don't think there's enough. I really like when a character transforms into their monstrous form. Mommy's eyes just went bigger and her hands went longer. It's like, there's definitely better ones. There's definitely better ones. I think Huggy's team of my, kind of, you do get what I mean. It's something where it's like, it could definitely be better. And it's why I made the category, could be better. It's so that she can go in there. Because I think it, as shown by this, it could have been better. What did we get? A design that's still decent, but could have been improved. It's why chapter 2 is notorious not my favorite chapter. Chapter 2 is It's a battle between 4 and 2, which one's my least favorite chapter. And I still haven't figured it out yet. By the way, using this list, we'll be able to figure out who's my least favorite character, who I stick right at the bottom. Next, Bunzo. Bunzo Bunny. Oh, you are simple. Quite a simple design, honestly. I don't really... I find Bunzo's one I don't really have much to say about because we don't see him for a lot of the game. However, I will say, he terrified me. I will post my... I'm actually I have to do something. Oh, good, Moody. Hi. Hope you're doing well. Bunzo was... Hang on, let me zoom back in real quick. Oh, Moody, you finished your first vial. Congratulations to Modi, who's finished their first vial. They just need one more and then they've completed a full mask. Because I will post my chapter 2 playthrough at some point. If you guys see it, I was horrified. I was terrified of Bunzo reaching me. He was banging his cymbals and I didn't know what order to press the buttons in. I was literally terrified, like cowering in my seat. Which means for me, honestly, I don't see anything wrong with Bunzo's design, but it's also not like... It's also not very scary, I'm going to be honest. It could have been scarier. Just scrolling through, like, Google right now, I'm seeing some fan designs of Bunzo, even some destroyed versions of Bunzo. And they're just better than what we got in his section. So honestly, I'm going to have to say Bunzo... He scared me and my boyfriend when we played it. That is fair. That's fair. Because I was terrified of him. Just because of the idea of him catching me. I'm going to put Bunzo in the same category as Mommy. I think they did well with the design they had. But I think they could have made him better. Like, make him a bit more monstrous. Make it appear like he's just been dangling in that ceiling for years. Honestly, with the way they have him, it just looks like he's been there for, like, a few days. And then that's it. The mini huggies. The woogies. That's actually it's a similar picture, so I can pull this up. The woogies. I know that's not the greatest quality. You have to excuse me on this. It's kind of the best one I can find. Actually, mini huggies. Can we find a better screenshot of these guys? Actually, is this a better screenshot? This is the one they used. It's the same bad quality. Okay. Oh, actually, hang on. What about this? That's much better, chat. Look at that. I can actually see them now. The mini huggies are complicated because they appear for about the same amount of time as Bunzo. You know, not very long at all. Barely... Honestly, if the tier list didn't put them on already, I wouldn't have classed them as a character because we didn't get them killed. Mommy killed them. We didn't do anything. So, I think for the mini huggies, it's going to be, I like Huggies' design, but they just copy and pasted him to be green, yellow, and blue, and then made him tiny, and they took the mouth away. The horrifying mouth does not appear in their jump scares. They, like, cling onto your face, and then, like, appears to snap your neck. And it's like, that, you had the ability to do Huggy, but, like, a ton of them. And you didn't go with the approach of, like, having them all attack you at once or all have the big mouths that eat you. I think the Woogies are the one design that I don't care for. I do think the Woogies are going to have to be our first not for me. I don't really want to see the Woogies again. It's also not for me because they do scare me still, because I remember them coming out of the prison in chapter 4 with the Nightmare Critters. Oh, that terrified me. I couldn't move. I was like, I saw them running at me and I was like, I don't know what to do here. So it's not for me in character design and not for me in actual gameplay either. That's how I'm going to rate the mini Woogie's. Yeah, that seems fair. That definitely seems fair. Kissy. Kissy Missy. You have 2 designs as well. Let's see if I can find your 2 designs, Kissy. Because you have this one. And we also have your Chapter 5 variant. Actually, this is more accurate. This is a more accurate one, and it's the one that the image on the website uses. Do we have... Yes, we do. Perfect. That's save image as again. All right. So we'll Kissy. And we'll Kissy in Chapter 5. Is it weird for me again to say that I prefer the Chapter 5 Kissy? Like, genuinely, like, it's damaged, but I prefer it. It fits the game. It fits. Okay, no, that's what I'll say. It fits the atmosphere of Chapter 5 of the future chapters better than this one does in Chapter 2, which already, as we've established, Chapter 2 is not my favorite game mechanic wise. It just isn't. So, I think... I don't know. Because the problem is, I don't want to put characters in peak, but I also don't want to put them in could be better if I can't think of a way that they could be better. If you guys have any ideas of why... have any input of what you guys think of the characters, let me know, because I'm genuinely curious what you all think. Because, it's something. How do I rate Kissy in this? By the way, it is crazy to me looking at this. What we've rated, except 2 characters, is the characters we got in chapters 1 and 2. The rest of these are from 3, 4, and 5. And most of them are taken up by Nightmare and Smiling Critters. That's my genuine thing, is half of them are taken up by Nightmare and Smiling Critters. They're going to be an interesting one to rank. Whereas you're meant to go here. Actually, technically, we meet them afterwards. So technically, you're going to go here. You know what? I'm going to put Kissy in... I'm going to put Kissy in... Actually, she could go in decent design. I think she's a decent design. Kissy and Poppy go in the same kind of category of like, I like their designs, but they're not my favorite. They're not my favorite by a long shot. Let me bump myself back down. We don't really need me there for now. PJ Pugapilla. Okay, this is I have a vendetta against this character, and I'm going to tell the story. Pugapilla, what I had, I was playing Poppy Playtime, and I was determined to not get jump scared by anything. Like, fully, I was like, okay, I'm going to play through this whole game and not get jump scared because I don't like the idea of getting jump scared. Hi, Pugapilla. Oh. And I'm going to tell you guys the story of what happened. So I was playing statues and didn't fully understand how it worked. And I think I moved maybe an inch. I maybe moved an inch by just knocking my W key at like a second too late. This one here decides to come bolting at the screen. Like fully woof. Like Mach 10 and just jump scares me out of nowhere. Now you gotta imagine, you're in a dark room with this thing slowly coming behind you and you think you're safe. You turn around and it's going woof and it's there. I was horrified. And I'm gonna be honest, he is kind of cute, but he's also like horrifying. It isn't the table like what happened. It's uncensored. Might have been a table. A table might have come flying out of nowhere and whacked me in the face, actually. You know what? That might have been what happened. Mommy might have got mad and just kind of gone, table. But yeah, then just imagine having this thing in your face. Just like, hey, bud. That could be why could that be the thumbnail for this VOD? It's just me going. By the way, I just realized how not zoomed in the camera is today. There you go. It's just me going. If I can somehow get that to be the pre-generated one, I'm keeping it. Hopefully that works. He looks like he needs a hug. I think he needs food. I think he needs feeding because he eats us. He needs feeding, if anything. So it's weird because I like his design. I do like his design, but it did terrify me as well. I think Pugapilla is gonna honestly. I think Pugapilla lands a spot in decent design. I really like his design. It's a good mix of cute and creepy, which is actually our first because these two are allies to us, and this one's a like an antagonist. So apart from Huggy, Pugapilla is our highest monster, which I did not expect. Now we're on chapter 3. This is where I have some opinions, some big opinions, actually. We reach someone that I'm not even going to spend that much time on. I'm not even going to spend much time on him. I'm going to grab a few versions of him. Where is he? Can I find the one I'm looking for? What's this there's this version of him, I think. Yeah, there he is. Cool. This thing. We're gonna look at this one first, because this one's adorable. Can I be honest with you, something as well? Looking at this render, I was a big believer. If you look at the prototype's design, he has Catnap's fur on his back. I was using this design. I genuinely didn't think Catnap had fur. I thought that was just purple skin. I was like, when people were like, oh, he has Catnap's fur on his back, I was like, what fur? Then they updated the render, and you know what? This looks like what's on his back. This looks like what's on the prototype's back. This doesn't. Adorable? Yeah, I like Catnap's design. I think Catnap's design is kind of cute. You gotta realize, it's me. I like horror. I like horror. Of course I find this thing amazing. There were some tier lists where this was its own character design. This would be going in could be better. This would be going in could be better. If not for me. However, it's not. So we're not going to rank that one. That one, we're excluding it. It's going far away. I am honestly going to say, I've always had this opinion till chapter 5. This is my favorite character they've ever designed. Favorite character they've ever designed. I love him. He is awesome in every way. He is a monster through and through. There is no hiding his horrors. He was always designed like that. It's not him going skinny from lack of food. They designed him like that, and I love it. I love them for it. There is no adorable Catnap. There's the cutout, and then there's him. Honestly, straight up, I said I'm not saying much. He's our first peak. In my opinion, you can get better than Catnap by 1. You get better by Catnap than 1, and you can all probably figure out who it is. Every single one of you can guess who it is. Guarantee. If you guys manage to guess who is better than Catnap, you win nothing because it's that obvious. But he's something else. He is my favorite design, and I love him. Yeah, he's great. Prototype. I drywall. You have won nothing. So you can all figure out where the prototype's going. You can all probably figure out where Catnap was going, and you can all probably figure out where the prototype's going. The rest of them, that's an opinion I have to make on the spot. So, pretty simple with Catnap. He's going in peak character design, and he's staying there. He's not getting moved. Maybe things are getting put above him, but he himself is not being moved. Now, Mr. Light. Mr. Light as a character. This is the render that the website uses, so I'll use this one. Actually, is there a higher quality render? There's a higher quality render. Cool. Mr. Light is a weird one. Mr. Light terrified me in the game because of the Weeping Angel mechanic. But like, actually, you know what? Yes, I was scared of getting caught by her, and it was because of one thing. It's a lot of things. Do you notice looking at this board? What do you guys notice? Looking at like what's higher up the list, which means more scary to me as well. I'll give you a hint. Something. You know, I'm actually gonna put Pugapilla above Kissy. I put Bunzo above Mommy. The mouth terrified me. If the mouth was different, I don't think this design would have been that scary to me. The mouth definitely carries. It's definitely meant to be like a toy that survived all these. It survived all these years, and it's just broken. Honestly, it's just broken. It wasn't designed to be scary. It was designed to be as human as possible, which is why it has teeth. If you took someone's face off, it would look like that. You know, just gums and teeth. I don't think it was intentionally designed to be scary. This wasn't really an experiment. Well, it was an experiment, but you get what I mean. It wasn't designed to be a monster. Which is why I think Mr. Light's gonna get... Dentist's worst nightmare. Actually, well, you say that. They're not that bad. They're not horrible. For a monster, you'd think they'd be worse. I don't think it's worse nightmare. I think worse nightmare's Catnap. He's got none. I'm gonna put Mr. Light in. I'm gonna put Mr. Light in decent. But honestly, I'm gonna put her in top of decent. She's a really good character design now that I'm thinking about it. I feel like they're gonna take my soul. Probably will. They won't take your soul. They'll take your life. That is what Mr. Light will do. We've now reached our first iffy section. Quite an iffy section. The smiling critters. Those damn critters. There's so many. You know what? We're gonna have to go through all of these, aren't we? Okay. Smiling critters. Can I pull up the wiki and just get their designs from? Actually, you know what? There's 8 of them, right? Yep, there's 8 of them. Perfect. Found this. We're using this. We're using this to do all of them at once. Catnap is a great. I think Catnap and Dog Day are getting the highest spots. Dog Day because of the foreshadowing. Dog Day's foreshadowing always have his arms up in the air. Peak. And then we see him in the chapter and he's all like strung up. But yet again, Dog Day is his own character down here. So I can't really take into consideration the monster version with the... Yeah, because these are the cartoons. They're not the... I'm not classing these as the... What do you call it? The mini critters. You know, the mini ones that will crawl after you? I'm not counting them. These are the designs I'm judging, not the actual physical tiny versions. Honestly, I'm going to say Catnap is a... You know, I put Catnap in peak. I'm putting Catnap in amazing. And I'm putting Dog Day just below Poppy for decent. They're the two that I kind of knew off the bat because I knew they were my favorite designs. Nightmare Critters is a different story. There's a few of them where I'm like, okay, I really like you. Actually, no. No, there's 2 again. There's 2 again. We'll go, who's next? Bobby Bearhug. I know my whole thing's red and black, but like, I'm just... It's just a bear. I know that could be the excuse for all of them. Oh, it's just a insert animal here. How do I rank these guys? How do you even rank? Do you guys, if you guys want to give any input, let me know, because I'm gonna struggle with the critters. I'm really gonna struggle with the critters. Let me have a look at my side thing, seeing if I've got any other looks of these guys. Not really. Nah, this is kind of just what we're working with. Is there any characters is there any smiling critters that I like don't like? Can I be honest with you? Controversial take. I'm not a fan of Crafty. I'm not a fan of Crafty. I think Crafty's gonna have to go in now for me. I was never a fan of it, really. I think Hoppy is gonna go in decent. You know what? No, I'm swapping these 2 around. Look at Pillar, you're so close to being bumped down. Bobby is going and could be better. But he's going like there. Mummy's still at the bottom of could be better. Bubba. I like Bubba's design. I think Bubba's gonna go bottom of decent. Kickin. I think Kickin could have had more to do with him. He was like he was really meant to be this type of... He felt like a skater dude, rebellious child, if that sounded about right. And his design just, it doesn't. Other than the quills kind of being slicked back, I think he's gonna have to go and could be better. Above Mummy, of course, but could have been done better. And Picky Piggy. It's the thing with the smiling critters. I kind of feel like I feel this less for the nightmare critters, actually, which controversial, possibly. I see less of this issue with the nightmare critters. It's more of an issue with the smiling critters. Is I don't have a problem with any of the designs, but none of them are my favorite. They're just kind of there, which is why a lot of them you'll see are going middle of the road, except Crafty. Not really a fan. And you know what? Picky Piggy. I've seen better interpretations. So I'm going to put Piggy Piggy at bottom. I'm actually going to move Crafty up a little bit. The mini Huggies are still at the bottom. Now, Dog Day. Dog Day is one that I actually want to look into because Dog Day is really cool. Let's pull them up. Because we've got a few designs. We got this one. Blurry is out. Hang on. We can find this. No, we can't. You know, we tend to give this version as well. Yeah, we got this version. We'll give this version a Dog Day. This, I like the idea. I really like the idea of this Dog Day because of the fact that it's a bunch of critters controlling a bigger body, which we haven't seen since Dog Day. The idea that even though these people are turned into toys, they're not in control of their bodies fully. Like, if they die and something else crawls inside the suit, essentially, the suit, it can pilot it. Which is a really cool idea. Also, the concept I came up with earlier, every bit of Dog Day imagery beforehand had the foreshadowing of him being strung up by the arms. Also, the fact he didn't have legs was an interesting design because it made him have to use his hands. And it meant we have to get in like a crawl space, basically, for him to be able to chase us. Which also harbors back to Huggy, the Huggy chase, being in vents. So honestly, Dog Day, you're getting top of decent. I really like Dog Day's design. There's a chance Dog Day gets moved up to amazing design. But we'll see. Especially with some of our newer contenders. Boxy Boo. This is someone I considered putting on the list. I considered putting Boxy on the list at all. However, he's kind of too iconic not to put on the list. By the way, if you're wondering why I've put him right at the very end of chapter 3, it's because we see him here. At the end of chapter 3, we get a VHS tape that shows us the Hour of Joy. And this is our first and only appearance of Boxy Boo in the main game. We have not seen him since, except chapter 5 on a poster. Which is why I'm putting him here, because this is his bigger body. This is another thing. Modi, congratulations on the 7th stream streak. This is also something else. People have been saying the prototype looks like it could have been a Jack-in-the-Box toy. I'm not sure. Because it's a jester. I'm not, like, it would make sense. And the fact it doesn't have legs. But isn't this a Jack-in-the-Box toy? Has Mob repeated themselves? Well, have Mob repeated themselves with character designs? But, like, I don't see why they do that with Boxy of all people and then the prototype. Do you know what I mean? I don't see why they do that. It's weird. Don't get me wrong, I still love the design. The design's sick. It's just... Also, I love the fact that it's springs, but it does bring into question one very important thing. He eats people. We see that in the Rowan Stoll ARG from Project Playtime. How? We can see his neck is a spring. Where does the gullet go? Because we can see it's clearly here. And then it just spring. Where do they go? They get consumed and then disappear. So Boxy's the one design that I kind of take issue with because it's like, I like the spring aspect, but it doesn't make sense. Huggy makes sense. He has a sharp mouth and he's tall. Catnap, I do have one issue with Catnap, but we'll get on. I'll say that after this point. Catnap, when he eats you, there's very clearly like darkness there. It goes into him. Who else? Mr. Light, there's teeth. Pugapilla, he's long, he will eat you. Chum, he has his stomach. You go in there, you get digested. The other one that wouldn't also make sense is Pianosaurus, but we didn't see enough of them for it to count. Yarnaby, he opens, he has an inside. It's the thing of like, how does Boxy work? So for me, Boxy's going to go with top of could be better because he almost makes it into decent, except the fact of they could have designed him to physically work better. Like, he just doesn't seem to scientifically work for a game that's so grounded in the scientific process. Boxy seems to have none. He seems to be a work of fiction, which I know he is, but he is fully a work of fiction. They go in his mouth and then they vanish. Also, like, is the box his stomach? Is he just like, if we look in, do all the springs combine into like a knot? Or is there like organs inside the box? I just, for me, there's too many inconsistencies in the design compared to others for me to give him a decent design instead of could be better. We get another one. The Doctor. The Doctor is a great design because yet again we have two. We have two designs for the Doctor. If I can find them. Where are you? Come on. Where are you? Wait, Harley Sawyer is on the villains wiki. Sorry, that's where I'm looking for like the designs. And it's like he's on the official villains wiki. Okay. That's still Boxy. There we go. Doctor. I may have a bit of a bias for robotic bodies. A slight bias for robotic bodies. Especially those with TVs for heads. Yeah, if you're curious, I have a. Hi, and I'm finding this. For those of you who were here yesterday, I briefly touched on it, but there's a certain other TV head that I love dearly. His design. The Doctor kind of gives me that vibe, especially with the red eye. It's simple, but it works for being like he's a robot who can take over endoskeletons essentially with TV heads. Which is why for me, I might be slightly biased, but at the end of the day, I can afford to be biased because guess whose tier list it is? The Doctor is going in peak. Doctor's going in peak. I love the design they went with for the Doctor. he was from the minute he got revealed, I was like, oh my god, it's an eyeball on a TV. I love it. I love it. It's an eyeball on a TV with a robotic body. And I've always wanted to design something very similar. I have a theory of why the prototype is a jester. Maybe because it tricked us into helping them. Either chapter 3 or 4's Ollie. What, so you mean like he's a jester because he like messed with us like an actual jester would? I like that theory. However, the prototype was made years ago. Like, we'll see it when we get onto judging the prototype. But his top half is jester, 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 jester. And his bottom half is crab legs, spider legs. Which gives me the impression that he was always a jester. But he was already around when we entered the place. So I don't see why he'd design himself off tricking people when the scientists are the ones who designed him and wanted him to be obedient. Maybe he's made to mess with people? Honestly, actually, that's a good idea. That's a good point. What if he was made as like a joking toy? Like a toy that was designed to joke with people or mess with them. It's either that or Jack in the Box. Only so it's either that or it's a Jack in the Box. I don't know which one. My main thing is, why doesn't he have legs? He's made spider legs, which are completely new. If he already had legs, why not just keep the ones that you had? And that's what confuses me, because it's like, to get around easier. But wouldn't you say it's more of an inconvenience for him to have to, like, go through the factory with spider legs? Like, he's massive now. The hands make sense, because the hands are the same as Poppy's hands. If you look at the inside, it's the same, like, ball point where the knuckle should be, and then finger. That's the same as Poppy. They just made it bigger. The legs are completely his own design, which makes me think he never had them to begin with. So it makes me think, I think he was definitely designed as a jester on purpose. Do I think it's because of the fact he tricked us in the game? No. Do I think it's because he was designed as a toy to mess with people, like a Jack in the Box or a Joker, like a Joker toy? Yeah, I could very easily see that. And I think in Chapter 5, now that they've revealed his design, we will see what toy he was based after. I very much think we'll see what toy he was based after. And there's a chance that maybe the failsafe is putting him back in his box. Like, imagine it's the type of toy where, like, you wind it up, he pops out and he's alive. But if you take him off his robot legs, stick him back in the box and you shut it, he turns off. Like, when he's in the box, he's off. You have to turn. Think Jackie from Secret of the Mimic. Think that. When they're in their box, they didn't do anything. But when they came out of the box, they started to do stuff. Maybe he's angry because he has no box. I don't see that. Where should we get to the end of chapter 6? It was like, why? Why did you do all this? Why are you so angry? Why did you hate us? Many years ago, I lost my box. I've had to crawl around on spider legs ever since, and I just hate it so much. I want my jester box back, Poppy. I want it back. And we just give him it, and he just kind of goes, thanks, folds back in. Just end of chapter, end of game. We defeat the prototype, we put him back in the box. That'd be great. That'd be amazing. Maybe Poppy took his box. No, Boxy took his box. Boxy Boo. Boxy Boo took his box, chat. We found it. We found the prototype's box. We found it. It's here. We need to give him his box back. It's why Boxy makes no sense. It isn't his box, it's the prototype. I wouldn't be surprised if the prototype was a failure, so they made Boxy and gave him his box. Boxy Boo is the box. Oh my god, Boxy Boo took his legs. That's why the prototype doesn't have legs. Boxy has them. Boxy took his box and his legs. Great, great. That's amazing, genuinely. I'm just gonna put this over here. That's genuinely amazing. It's just to think about that. Just to think about why is the prototype angry? He lost his box. Lost his Jack in the Box. Now he's angry. Hates life. Doesn't want anything to do with it. That's great. It's genuinely awesome. And his arms. No, he has his arms. If you look at the prototype, he has his arms. His arms never left him. Anyway, should we get back on track? We'll talk about the prototype when we get to the prototype. We'll keep Boxy open so we can come back to this. Okay, more nightmare crit. Okay, nightmare. Yeah, give me a full image of the nightmare critters, shall we? Give me the nightmare critters. I'm biased because of my favorite animals, chat. But Tui is going in amazing design. And Po is going there. Yeah, so you've got my favorite smiling critter and then my favorite nightmare critter. My favorite nightmare critter outbeats my second favorite nightmare critter outbeats my second favorite smiling critter's character. I remember when I said I had two favorites. Well, there they are. That's my two favorites right there. I think Baba is definitely the next best, and he probably lined up with Hoppy, just above Hoppy. The bat is the same as Crafty Cut. You'll notice I pair a lot of these up because in my eyes, I see them as the same characters, just with a different coat of paint. You're a worse version of Kick and Chicken. The shark is a worse version of the pig. Actually, no. Yeah, shark's the worst version of the pig. Crocodile. You know, dragon is higher. And then crocodile goes... No, I actually regret my choice there. Crocodile goes there, dragon goes there. There we go. Chat, if you can't tell, I paired every single one of them up because to me, they are the same critters, different coats of paint. Hey, we're almost on to chapter 5. We just have 4 more designs. Also, I'm just going to say the giant Baba is... I'm just going to stick them on now. They're going like... They were just a big version of a nightmare critter. They didn't do anything to tell us why Baba was bigger. And they weren't even a bigger body. They would just add larger version. Baba could have... Like, Baba was good. Like, don't get me wrong, Baba was good. Better than Bunzo, but nowhere near as good as Boxy. Mommy's still getting shoved to the bottom, though. Yarnaby, I'm personally... Hang on, let me pull up Yarnaby. Yarnaby's a good design. Yarnaby. Yarnaby, I loved Yarnaby. Can I find mouth open Yarnaby? Oh, big Yarnaby. Big. And I also got this one. Perfect. They're right next to each other. Hey, Jay, you can make a VTuber with this. Hi. it's the Yarnaby VTuber. Wow. That's so cool. Isn't that so cool that you can just have this animate itself? Hey, maybe in the future we'll bring Yarnaby in as something in the bottom corner that you guys can use TTS to talk through Yarnaby. Maybe the creators helped Boggs imitate the prototypes, but they just ransacked him. They just went, hey, if we all work together, we can all lift him. We can all lift him out. Yarnaby, I love his design because if you look at him like this, he's adorable. He's really cute. He's a lion. It's very obvious what he is. And then he's horrifying. He's absolutely horrifying. Me, easy. Yarnaby's going an amazing design. And he's going right next to Huggy. You know, honestly, Canas being bumped down 2 E's above. Pianosaurus. We need to pull him up. We need to pay him respects to Pianosaurus, who was in the game for a whole 10 seconds. He was in the game for a whole 10 seconds, and we loved every second of those 10. Honestly, no complaints with him, really. You had the blood. You had the basic toy design. Do you know what? I feel the same about Pianosaurus as I did as Bron the Dinosaur in Chapter 5. I think the design is good, but the same as Boxy. How is he going to work? He doesn't have a mouth to eat us. He would have just had to kill us using his claws. Which is why I think Pianosaurus doesn't get amazing design. I think Pianosaurus gets bumped down to a decent design. You know, Mr. Light's getting bumped down, and we're putting Pianosaurus just below Poppy. Doughy. Doughy is a great design. I'm going to say that off the bat. Because you had Doughy, and then you had Monster Doughy, which... Can we grab him? Where is Monster Doughy? There he is. There we go, Monster Doughy. I love Dewey's base design. He makes a great toy. Great toy, very nice design. I love the foreshadowing of the 3 kids because of the three marks in his chest representing each kid inside of him. That was just a nice bit of foreshadowing that we never really saw coming. His hat was iconic for teasers. And his monster design is just something else. You've literally got like the 3 kids basically clawing their way out of his mouth. The 3 different faces, all with their own emotion, bursting out, trying to get us. And then all of the hands. Like, it's... Does Doughy make it to peak character design? Because they managed to make a character that is not only amazing as a toy, and you could see this not harming us in any way, shape, or form, and then switching him to something that is genuinely horrifying and is a proper monster that incorporates all the design elements from this, like the 3 kids, the big smile, the hat, and puts it in this one. You can't see the hat, but it's like here. You got the 3 kids, you got the 3 colors. Technically, you've got his mouth. That's incorporated. Honestly, also his personality's great. Him being voiced by Michael Kovac was amazing. And the fact it was literally just kids like having an internal battle and fighting each other was great. You know what? Doughy is getting peak character design. Doughy is French kiss. Doughy is peak. Chapter 5. We're almost at the end. We're almost done. We've almost done this in pretty good record time. We've been doing this for about an hour, and I had about an hour and a half to do this. Hang on, how's this right? We've been going for 50. Oh, wait. Oh, we've been live for an hour and 30 minutes. We've been recording this in case I want to use it for 50 minutes. We've been going for an hour and 15 minutes. I actually like that. That's really cool. Also, you are going to get ads in like 2 minutes. If you would like to avoid the ads and you have a Prime sub, it would be help me out a ton. And if you want to avoid the ads in general, a sub would mean the world. But it's completely up to you. I'm just letting you all know now in advance. Wrong side out modes, not the ads. Yeah, they suck. I'm sorry about that. The wrong side out modes. How do I feel about these guys? The wrong side outimals. You know, we're just gonna pull up one of these guys because I can't really find. Actually, I can find an image of both of them. There they are. There's an image of both of them. I hate this thing. This thing, I hate it. I genuinely worst character design I've. You know what? These might have a contender for worst. You know, if we were ranking them individually, this thing's my least favorite character design right here. This thing. This one I kind of like. I kind of like its design. But if we're putting them as a pair, we have to put them as a pair because they are grouped as a pair down here. I think the wrong side outimals. They were already in a could be better. I think with them as a pair and the fact they were just another smiling critter, I think we're gonna have to put them as on top of not for me. Yeah, they just didn't do anything for me in chapter 5. They were an obstacle. We got past them and they were gone. They showed up occasionally, but they didn't really do anything meaningful. I know they were a big metaphorical part of the chapter, but that was kind of it. Now, our boy is here. If you don't know who I'm on about, he is the greatest. He is fantastic. He is Giblet. Which I'm gonna be honest, I wish there was a better render of Giblet, because there's not really right now. This is the best we're gonna get, and it's a bit blurry. Giblet, I love Giblet's design. Giblet takes what was a boring concept of the wrong side animals and gives him personality. It gives him, well, like I said, it gives him personality. It makes him feel like a character that has clearly lived down here for a while and has had a traumatic experience with being turned inside out, as well as the fact that I might be slightly biased because of a certain, am I slightly biased? Yes. Why am I biased? Because of him. Because of him right here. I mean, to look at him and then look at him. This is my favorite character in all of Ice Age. And I love his design as well. And the voice is great. I love the voice. He could get on my nerves a little bit, but this isn't a personality contest. This is a design contest. And if you look at him and you look at him, I'm trying to get thumbnail shots for hopefully the VOD to automatically lock onto. You know what? Giblet's going amazing. He's going above Yarnaby, but below Huggy. Now, Chompkins. You are something. Chum is a character that didn't appear much in the chapter. Goodbye, book. Your time has ended. We'll talk about you again someday. Chum was essentially a huggy. Just not. Oh, is that too mean for me to say? Chum was a middle ground between Kissy and Huggy. Because he still had an angry side that would have killed us. But he wasn't evil. And it was... I can't put Chum higher than Kissy. You know what? What was I thinking? Why is Kissy that? You know what? We're swapping two characters. We're swapping Mr. Light and Kissy. Kissy deserves to be much higher than this. Than where they were. Chum is going probably at the same level as Mr. Light. You know what? No, they're going, because of their adorableness, they're going just behind Kissy. Because I think their design's really unique with the hole in their stomach. I'm surprised we haven't seen that yet with a Playtime Code design or a mob entertainment design. And I think the lack of speech is something else. I don't understand why he can't speak. Because he has a mouth. I don't see why his stomach doesn't just like flap open when he talks. He acts like there should be a mouth there, but there isn't. Which really confuses me. Like, it does really confuse me why he can't speak. Because he clearly has a mouth. But he just mumbles. He like, and it's like, you do have a mouth. Just because you don't have one there doesn't mean it doesn't exist. And I think his design is all right, but I do think Kissy's is better and Huggy's is on top. Which is why out of the Woogies, because I count him as a Woogie. He's at the bottom, but he's like just barely at the bottom. I want to see him come back. I want to see him come back. But realistically, we didn't see too much of him, so I don't really have too much to say about him. Now, Lily Lovebridge, you are interesting. You're definitely interesting, to say the least. That quality is going to be terrible. Okay. Can we grab a better... You know, let's grab Unhinged Lily. That's fine. Yeah, we got Sane and we got Unhinged. Yeah, that's fine. What do I think of her design? Like I said, I enjoy the hair. I enjoy the hair strands. Like being like hands, and they kind of creeped me out. The fact they were like claws like this. Her design as a whole, though, she wasn't that scary. The fact that I never really got scared by her, other than when she like snuck up on me. That was a fear of being snuck up on, not a fear of her. Which is why I think Mr. Light does what she's trying to do, but better. She's a human character, but she hasn't got any scary features about her. Other than the hair being like that, which is just creepy because of tentacles. So that's kind of where I just draw the line on that one a bit. I think Lily's I think it was a great section of the game, don't get me wrong. I think design-wise, though, and this is not fuel for people who don't like the design, because I'm not saying it's bad, I'm saying it's not as good as others. I think Lily's gonna go below Mr. Light, just below Mr. Light. Because it's very close between them. I just think Mr. Light's missing mouth is a better design than Lily's just bloodshot eyes. Is the best way I can say. Like, you know what I'm on about. Like, she's a little bit He's a little bit something. It wasn't it. It wasn't it. They could have done better with the horror, the monster design for her, than just making her eyes go red. So she's gonna go there. But you know, she's not down here, so she's still a decent design. Now, our boy, the big boy. You all can see him. You can all see him. He's there. The prototype. Where do I begin with this guy? What if we stole his box? What box? He hasn't got it. It's already been taken. Where do I start with this guy? He is he's an incredible design. I remember, because I'm going to be honest, I saw a leak before, like the leak the day before the chapter came out of his face, and I was hoping it was wrong. I'm so glad it wasn't wrong. I love this design. Something about just the circular face, the big smile, and the missing eyeball, as mixed with the spider legs, spider hands, and gesture aesthetic. Mwah. Mwah. Perfect. It is a perfect design for me, which I do not think they could have got better. I think maybe they could have done one thing better, and it was put like more toys on him. Like in this section here, in this chest bit, have some toys sticking out. Personally, I would have had Catnap's claw coming out the front. I would have had Huggy's, Mommy's, and then Catnap's claw, and his fur and with the canisters. Personally, I would have not have had Kissy's arm in the front. It just seems strange that we've had chapter 1, chapter 2, and then Kissy? I know Catnap's on the back, which is technically chapter 3, but like, Doughy isn't here. In fact, Doughy would have been somewhere, because in the trailer they showed Doughy as kind of being taken. So I'd love for Doughy's hat to have been somewhere on him. Or even replace Kissy's arm with Doughy's Play-Doh hand, so he can stretch like Mommy's and Huggy's, which is just naturally long. Give us Huggy's arm, Mommy's arm, Catnap's fur, and then Doughy's arm in the front. But other than that, I genuinely cannot think of anything better with this design. I love this design so much, to the point where I think this is going on my banner when I eventually get it redone, because of like the horror side. He's that good. Which is why Prototype's going at the very top. Prototype's the best character. Prototype is the best character design in the whole game. And I don't care who disagrees with me on that one. That is just, he's just awesome. He's genuinely amazing. Yeah. And then we do have one more character, which some of you may have noticed. I left him till last. A boy. Lemon. Where's Lemon gonna go? Is he going in peak? Is he going in not for me? Is he going somewhere in the middle? I guess we'll see in chapter 6. I think in chapter 6 it's going to be the hunt for the prototype's box to lock him back in. I think that's what the failsafe is. Or we're going to have a portal situation on hand and the doctor's going to take over his body and it's going to use the other eye. That's a point I'm actually going to bring up real quick. The prototype has one eye, right? One eye? I think we're going to go portal on this and we're going to plug the doctor into his body and the doctor's going to use the other eye. And we're going to have to kill the doctor in the end. Or the doctor will just take over the body and, like, do something like destroy himself or something. It'll be something like that. It's just, why give him a missing eye unless you're going to use it? But where's Lamone going to go? You guys should have seen it coming. Limon is the best character design in this entire game. Or he might betray us and try to kill us. I think he could, but I really don't want them to go to a chapter 7. I really don't want them to go to a chapter 7. I don't think they will. I don't think they'll go to a chapter 7. Do you know why? Do you want to know my idea of why I think chapter 6 is the end? And pull this up. Look at this. Look at this. They sell this right now. You can go out and buy this. Chapter 1, 2, and 3. Personally, I see, once the game's done, I see them releasing a version 2 of this. And it goes 4, 5, and 6. That is why I think it will end on 6 chapters. So then we will have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think that's where they're gonna end it. They're doing it for this. That's my point. But yeah, that is, I think that is the tier list of all the characters. Is there any, looking at this, is there any that you guys disagree with? I'm curious to know, is there any that you guys disagree with on this list? Hang on, let me move myself up so you guys can see everyone. Is there any that you do not agree with on this list or want to dispute being moved? Does anyone deserve a higher ranking than I gave them? Personally, I'm fine with it, but I'm going to say dispute in the comments. Let me know what you think. I've stopped recording, by the way. That's the tier list. If I want to use it for a video, I'll use it for a video, but I'm happy with that. Yeah, is there anything you guys would move? Eyes wide shut. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with this. Yeah. Yeah, I'm happy. Sorry, I'm just looking for something. Let me just do this real quick. Boop. All right, cool. Yeah, I'm happy. I'm happy with this. I'm gonna save this. Download the image. You can go in there. Cool. That's been saved. I'm happy. Yeah, I'm happy with this. I'm glad we went through and ranked all these, especially because you guys said you'd want to see it. So if any of you want to, there's my tier list. There's my ranking, and now we officially know my least favorite character in the entire series is the mini huggies. Mini huggies. They're just huggy, which is like my fifth favorite character design, just tiny. Yep. That's it. That's what we go with. Like I said, it is a shorter one today. Realistically, because I've got nothing else to do now. But I appreciate everyone for sticking around. I think I'm checking who's live before I say anything to make sure I can actually get this in. Bow, 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 bow. Yeah, who's live right now? Real quick, let's go back to this. Just so we can chat for a second. And I can pull up who's live. That was a fun stream. I like that. I don't know how many tier lists I'll do in future, because I genuinely do not know how I could make that last any longer if I wanted to. Oh, Aragon is live playing Playtime Chapter 5. How far through is he? Oh, he's literally just started. Okay, maybe not. Oh, Portal's live. What's Portal doing? Oh, Portal's in a new setup, it looks like. FNAF characters? Ooh, maybe. Maybe we do a FNAF character tier list, because I have done FNAF. Well, I'll have a look. Maybe on one of these shorter days, we will do a FNAF tier list. Might take us a bit longer, though, because there's a bit more of those characters. But if you guys want to see it, I might do a FNAF character tier list and see what that's like. Also, I'm looking at this. I'm so jealous of Portal right now, because if you look at him, I'll pull this up, see if it's on screen. So this is you going over to chat. If you look, you can't see it because his head's in the way, but he's got U2s here of Jack Sucks at Life, a amazing content creator. Up there on my shelf. If I really quickly just like, I have 2 of the 3 and I can't get the third one. I can't find him anywhere on like any second sites. And I'm furious, and I can't believe I didn't get it. So I've got 2 out of the 3, and he has just all 3 sat behind him. But that I've just spun the camera around. Whoops. But yeah, that's where I'm going to send you guys. If I'm going to put a subraid, and I'm going to do real quick. I'm just gonna so you were too slow. I'm sorry. Hang on, real quick. I'm just gonna get into the full one chat. Enjoy the music. All right, chat. I'm gonna send you guys over to. Portal MG. Some of you will already know who Portal is. He's great. Mutual of mine. And he's currently doing some Minecraft speedrunning. Let me start the raid. Make sure you get the raid messages if you haven't already. Today has been very fun. And I'll see you all. When is it? It's tomorrow. We're live tomorrow with Outer Wilds. Outer Wilds. If you know what Outer Wilds is, it's an amazing game. Make sure you get in the raid if you haven't already. I will see you all tomorrow where we're starting that. It's going to be very fun. It's going to be very, very fun. I can't wait to see what it's about. But yeah, I'll see you later. Bye, chat. Bye.